It's officially day 22, 21, 22. We're right around there. And at our best so far, we are down 6 pounds in that 21, 22 day timeline. Pretty stinking good, if I do say so myself. We did, however, recently have a little uptick, holding on to a lot of excess water, had some bloat. So I'm hoping today we see that number come down at least a touch, because there's no way we gained like 4 pounds back in the span of a day or two. So anytime you see crazy fluctuation like that, probably water more than anything else. And that could come from any combination of things, but looking back on what I had, I'm assuming it was sodium, because my sodium was at like 4,000 milligrams. Normally I'm at 2, or a little above, a little below, somewhere in there. And then carbs have been pretty stagnant, so I don't think that we've hit extra carbs, more glycogen, something like that. But I do think that not drinking enough water mixed with too much sodium compounded together, stacked up, and brought us up that much more. Plan for today, I think we're gonna hit a leg day. I just need to make sure knees are okay. They've been a little tender, nothing crazy, but I would like to squat, barbell back squat specifically. So I would like them to feel good prior to that. So we'll see. Stretched them out a little this morning, pretty good, but I think they could be better. I don't know. It'll be a kind of play-by-play thing as we get in there. But really, besides that, today's gonna kind of look like a normal day. Gonna be focusing on just getting some steps in, staying under my 1,500 calorie consumption to help with the calorie deficit, and then burning the 1,000 calories that I do like to burn daily. I've just found that my body responds really well when I push it up to that 1,000. I used to do 800. 800 is where I started back in January. For 100 days, lost about 28 pounds. So, very good start. Went into somewhat of a main gain phase afterwards, and just kept on kind of bouncing back and forth right in a like a 5 above, 5 below type of range. And now we're back at it, getting lean for the very first time in my life. And ever since I made that switch from the 800 to the 1,000, I mean, 21, 22 days, 6 pounds. That's much quicker than the 100 days and the almost 30 pounds. So something's right, and that's really the only thing that I've changed. On the way to the gym, we're looking good. Gonna be hitting legs. Knees are still a little iffy, I'll be honest, but I did some dumbbell squats just to test depth and feeling, and like they feel okay, they feel pretty solid. It's just the left one's a little, I don't know, just a little, I'm gonna continue to use the word tender. It's a little tender for some reason, but like once I'm in the movement and everything, it feels fine. So I don't know if it's just stiff prior and like I need to get it moving in order for it to feel okay. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. But yeah, so we are going to hit legs. So far today, I had a little, we call it a tater tot casserole. And it's just like chicken and tater tots. You make a little sauce, toss it all together. That was only like 245 calories. That was like the first thing I ate pretty early on. Decent little touch of protein there. But after that, as a snack to hold me on over, get us ready for the gym, probably like 2 hours ago, I had a pretty hefty protein shake. It was about 400 calories, but with that being said, it did pack a whopping 85 grams of protein. And if I'm gonna have a protein shake, my protein shake is going to have at least 50 grams of protein. I mean, it's in the name, right? Protein shake. So I am absolutely making sure that I am maxing protein and getting as much as I can. I mean, I could have gotten more, genuinely, if I would have had more calories to it. But I wanted a nice little balance, something to push me. I'm at like just over 700 calories on the day, so that means we still got over 800 to work with for the evening, which gives us a pretty hefty little dinner to finish us off for the day. But when I'm looking to make a protein shake, if I'm going for like just packing in protein, I definitely
recommend, of course, scoops of protein in there. To add in a little bit of flavor on top, you could do yogurt, like plain or like vanilla Greek yogurt, because you want the lower the fat, lower the calorie, have it be pretty straightforward for you. And yogurt's pretty jam-packed, so it'll help a ton. It also gives it a nice like creaminess, which is cool if you're like looking to make almost a milkshake out of it. And so I like it. And then PB Fit, of course, if you want that peanut butter goodness in there, on top of like a chocolate protein powder, so you get that peanut butter chocolate milkshake, pretty freaking sweet. You could always add like really low calorie sweetener, or the really low cal chocolate syrup. Hershey makes one that's like 5 calories, I think, 5 or 10 for a tablespoon. So that's like super easy to just drizzle that in there, give you some extra chocolate taste. And then I've been drinking pretty much strictly Ripple recently, just because it is higher protein and lower calorie compared to milk. And then almond milk, I think it's just a touch lower cal, but it has like no protein. So if you guys remember, I don't know how long ago it was, probably about a month ago, maybe a little bit longer, I set out a conquest for myself to ensure that I increase my strength in my squat specifically more than anything, but kind of just in a general sense for the legs in general. And we definitely did it on leg press. Leg press previously we're at like 320, 340, and we even hit 390 for like 3 reps. I think it was 2 weeks ago. So previously, the best for me was 45s and 10s on each side for like 8 reps. Now, today, I got 45s, 25s, and 10s on the bar. We're going to give it a go. I haven't even tested it out yet, but I did 45s and they felt pretty dang solid. So we're just going to get after it. I'm going to throw both buds in, and I'm really going to get after this and see if we threw an extra 50 pounds on my squat. Let's go. All right, we got it. Definitely not the best reps. I'll try and focus in on it a little bit more on this set. See if we can get it just a little more focus on hitting the depth every time and kind of feeling good throughout the movement. It was nice and heavy, but I want to say manageable. But then looking back at it, didn't look super clean. So I'm a little torn. Part of me's happy about it. Part of me's happy to hit a much heavier weight, like adding 50 pounds on what we were doing previously, but here at the exact same time, are we hitting it well, So focus on this one. Just really trying to focus on form here. I want to look solid while I'm doing it. I don't want to just try and move around the weight, and the heavier I go, the more likely injury is going to happen if we're not hitting great form. So great form has to be present. Let's go. All right, I will admit, that one felt better. I'm gonna drop the 10s off, see if that 20-pound drop
helps me get in a few more reps and then really focus on controlling it now. But regardless, strength's definitely up, and that's awesome, especially being in a calorie deficit. That's a great thing about being newer to taking the gym really serious for the first time. You have these opportunities to really maximize things that dudes who have been doing it for a long time, they really can't, because, you know, they're already in their groove. Body's already adapted. Heavy squats, complete. It went okay. It went okay. I'm not going to say it was amazing. I'm not going to say it was bad either, because we definitely went heavier than normal, so that was good. And that makes me happy and everything, but I don't know. That last set, I was watching it back, and I definitely noticed I was letting my butt drift out way too much. I was getting way back here. So in reality, if I were to do that on just a free weight barbell back squat, I'd be done so. So was not too happy to see that. But we did go heavier, and I hit a set of 45 afterwards, and it felt very, very doable. 45s, and it felt very, very doable. So I think strength's up. It's not up as much as I'd like it to be, but then again, I'm comparing myself to when I was much heavier. We're talking like, we're probably at least 240, maybe 250-ish. And that's when I was squatting easily 225 plus. So I know that strength does go down as you lean down, and I haven't quite lifted that in a very long time. So my perception is probably a little skewed, but you know, disappointing nonetheless. I'd like to lift a little heavier and go a little crazier. But we are 29 minutes in, 95 calories. I'm gonna do a little bit of a athletic circuit again to kind of end things out, burn a ton of calories while we're in here, and keep the legs kind of going. So here is what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna do a three-parter. We're gonna start off with goblet squats. Goblet squats, jeez, what am I talking about? We're gonna start with kettlebell swings. This move, insanely good for you. Works the hips, the hip flexors, the legs. It's almost a full body move here. We're getting very close. Biggest thing that I like to think about is creating a ton of momentum from the lower body. This is not about swinging this up with the arms. Like, I'm not trying to go like this and go. This isn't like for the delts. We are using the momentum to really drive this. All right, getting that in there. Then we're gonna move into deficit lunge with the knee drive. This is definitely for athletics, explosivity, and all that. Single leg working. This should help us definitely build some power in the legs. Now that I'm up here, I might have to move the camera back just a touch. All right, yeah, I'm gonna live with that. So yeah, stepping on back, getting down here, driving up and through. And this is gonna be 10 each side, and then we're gonna end with, I'm gonna go 30 of these quick steps. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, this is to build a little bit of explosivity, testing our cardio, definitely get the heart pumping. And I'm looking to burn a ton of calories here. I'm gonna do 3 rounds of it. We'll see how I'm feeling after those 3 rounds. We might push it even farther than that. And then also, depending on how we're feeling, I might have a finisher to go with this to like absolutely finish everything out, really exhaust the glutes, the legs. But yeah, so last check-in, 32 minutes, 110 calories. I'm hoping to jump way over 300 with this, so let's get after it. I'm using a 40-pound kettlebell. It felt pretty light, but I imagine after 3 rounds it's going to catch up to us, so we'll keep it here for now. All right, I'm just going to get into it. Absolutely get after this. Here we go. Good little start. Heart rate's already at 129. Perfect. Ooh, man. Quad burning. Hundred 138. Whew. All right. 36 minutes. So it takes like 4 or 5 minutes to get through a full round. 140 calories. Probably rest like a full minute. Gather myself, hit it again. Now, I won't lie to you. It's tough, but it's manageable at where I'm currently at with my fitness and everything like that. Those lunges with the knee raise really gets the quads burning. I'm gonna try my damnedest to get through the full 10 without stopping, but it really gets them burning, which is awesome. It means that we're hitting them pretty spot on. All right, let's get after it. Pleasantly surprised with how well I'm sticking to low zone 3, mainly zone 2, fat burning zone. Exactly what we want. So for me, my weight loss journey was originally like about, of course, losing the weight because you weigh so much. Let me get all the way through this because no shit, it's about losing the weight. But starting out, like everything's so difficult to do. Like it's impossible to jog. Jogging hurts your knees, hurts your feet, hurts your back, your freaking hips, everything because you weigh so much. So each step is so cumbersome and you're throwing that weight around. So it's hard to do. But the first step for me was starting to dwindle that down. And that's why starting out, strictly walking. I did do a small challenge and I regret it somewhat because I did end up killing my knees. I was trying to see how quickly I could dwindle down my time for a mile. And starting out, dude, pretty sure I was at like 20 minutes for a mile, which is insanity. That is so long. But walking and walking on an incline, hiking, things like that, those are low impact because we are just taking steps. We're not actually coming down hard every time. Mix that with even just a touch of a calorie deficit. Just don't eat out as often. Don't pick up your McDonald's or your Taco Bell quite as often. And you'll start to dwindle down. Like you really don't have to do too much at the beginning of there. Because if you were as bad as me, we're talking no activity, like docile, just really letting myself go. So that's where I started. And then you start to get to a point where you can throw in a bike is another great option. It doesn't really do as much impact to the lower body or anything. Elliptical is another great option. I would really lean into the walking, the elliptical, and the bike at the beginning. I wish I would have biked more because I didn't realize how many calories you can really get burning on it, and it helps you build that leg strength because you really push through and you grind through the burn, and it really gets after them. After that, you move into a little bit of jogging, a little bit of like actually pushing the bike, really getting into it, really maxing the incline out. on the treadmill when you're doing your incline walks. Maybe even you're hitting Stairmaster. I haven't really been too big of a fan of that, but I could see why people are, because it is tough as hell. And then you start now that, like, I'm down so far this year, almost 40 pounds. We're closing in on 40 pounds. And I'm definitely getting lower and lower in body fat percentage, which means that, like, those impactful moves are not impacting quite the same. They're more doable, the body's more efficient. So that's why now we're shifting to these. We're shifting to moves here now that are much more athletic. They're more cumbersome on the body. You're forcing more out of the body because the body's more capable and you're not doing as much wear and tear. So this is the next step here. This is where you get to put, when I think of fitness, this is what I think of. I think of the athletic side of things, the really pushing it, pushing your cardiovascular a touch more. Yeah, I'm staying in zone 3 and zone 2 the most here, and that's what we want, because we want to hit fat more than anything else. But if I push into zone 3, I'm perfectly okay with it, because I'm pushing my body up a peg. And that's exactly what we want to do. So enough yapping on my side, but that's where my head goes. That's how I've gone through my journey. It's a slow start sometimes, and it sucks because, like, you see all the influencers, you see all these athletes out there doing crazy things, and you're like, damn, can I do that? Is that something I can do? I can. If I push myself, I can do that. But then you gotta be careful because you weigh so much, and it's so hard on the body. And the second you get injured, you're out for who knows how long. And the weight loss stops, you know? It's gonna be a million times harder if you're stuck on the couch, stuck in a cast, stuck in whatever. Let me get after this. We need to get going here. What I'm also going to add in here, because I think we could take this a step farther, I'm going to end with the steps, and then at the very end, we're just going to pulse some really low goblet squats with this. I'll show you guys, but we're going to end it with that. It'll be a little different. It'll just be a little bit more of a burn, a little bit more of a push, because this is going perfectly fine. I think we could do, I mean, this is going to be round 3. I think we could put 2 more on top of this and be okay, so I'm just going to get after it. Ooh, the burn on those is crazy. All right, now for these pulses. Whew. Oh, oh, frick. Oh my gosh. Whew. Whew. I'm gonna grab some water. All right, round 4. Let's get after it. Check in real quick. 56 minutes, 286 calories. About to pass 300. After this, I imagine we'll be past 300 pretty easy. Round 4. Fight. Starting to catch up, all right. Oh, those really start to hit the glutes at the end there, especially after all the other moves. Kind of pretty exhausting. Holy moly. Let's go. All right. We got one more round left. 1 hour, 327 calories. So you can see it's definitely catching up more and more and more and more the farther we go. Whew, I think I'm gonna skip recording this last round. Just hit it, and then we'll do a final check-in, see just how many calories we added in, burning here at the end, and then go home and weigh in after we've sweated it out a little bit. Hopefully we lost some of that excess. Oh man, it's pretty tough. Like heart rate's back down now, but like definitely pushing up there. So awesome. Pretty good stuff, I gotta say, overall. Like legs are feeling it for sure. Hopefully adding in something a little different helps just round me out better on my legs. When we hit squat again, really push it, hopefully we're up again. So we'll see. That's my hope. We'll see if it's true. We'll see if it ends up panning out, but so far so good. All right, let me finish this off and I will get right back with you guys. Quick little physique update. See if we got rid of some of that bloat because we were feeling pretty puffy. Abs are still looking a little in my opinion. I don't think we're quite getting it. So maybe a little bit more that we got to lose there. Chest and arms are looking good though. Oh yeah. Man. Man, dude, this is really not looking great. I could see it. The highlight is way too much. Freaking sucks. Because it looks sweet. And I wish I could show it just a little bit. I really gotta mess with the settings on my phone. See if I can get this to come out a little bit better. That's freaking sweet, man. Look at that. Oh. Yeah, man. That's sweet. I hope you guys can see it at least a little bit. If not, damn it. But yeah, abs, I don't know. They still look like they're not as defined as they were. So maybe we still got some more to lose still here from that uptick in weight that we had. I don't know. We'll see. All right. No delaying. Let's just get right to it. Weigh in. See how things are going. So 196 was our lowest. Then we ended up gaining 3 freaking pounds back, going up to 199 again out of nowhere. That sucks big time, but it's likely mostly water. We might have gained a pound back or something. That's okay. It happens. It's not like we're gonna just constantly be downtrending. Let's see. Let's see. I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. I'm not even gonna look. So that's not good. The only thing I can hope for is that with this workout,
and sweating pretty good and been on top of the water. Hopefully tomorrow I end up dropping a little bit, but man, that's pretty disheartening. We have had 2 meals today, so there's a chance that, we're actually down a little bit, but definitely not great. Oh, sorry guys. Hope I didn't let anybody down with that one. Hopefully we can get back to it. That sucks. Man, so we were down nearly 6 pounds, and now we're back up 5 pounds. Like there's just no way that is all actual weight. So I will just take it tomorrow, see how it goes. Like I said, very disheartening. I'm just gonna call it a day today. Sorry, I'm really disappointed. Shoot, this is the reality though. It's not like it always goes the way you want it to go. We'll get back after it tomorrow though. I really hope tomorrow we're down. Otherwise, it's going to be a serious blow to like my confidence in how well this was going. It was going extremely well. 3 weeks, 6 pounds, 2 pounds a week, essentially. You can't ask for much better than that. But dang. All right, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Yeah, we'll get after it.